Good evening. I know in this moment no one's watching this video. I'm really just doing this because I have not done any type of videos in quite a while. I don't know why, I just kind of haven't really felt called to make a video. I mean, I have, but I've been really busy, so I've been getting home and wanting to sleep right away, or I go dance. I gotta figure out where I'm looking. So the reason for this video is because I went into a meditation and I turned the computer on, my laptop, and right after meditation, and I wanted to do a video, and I started going into a slight channel of Sophia, Gaia, Mother Earth, and I felt this like need to, move my neck around and move a little bit, and I started realizing all this stuck energy in my neck and my throat. And so I just did some movement, and as Sophia was coming through, which Sophia, if you watch my other videos, Sophia is wisdom. She is the mother aspect, the feminine aspect of God. And there's so much more to understanding Sophia. But for tonight, in this video, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, and I'm going to pick up the book, the Sophia Code. So tonight, after I had this moment, I had the urge to pick up the Sophia Code, as it's been a while since I read it, and it's so important for me to read and sit often with this work, and because it's just so much, because I want so much to relay so much information, but it's so much that I know I stumble over my words, so please forgive me for speaking too fast or out of order or context. So I'm going to try to keep it simple, and when I close my eyes it actually feels better. I picked up the book, the Sophia Code, from my shelf tonight, as I haven't picked it up in a while, and I opened it to a random page, as I normally do when I pick up a book, especially this one. And it's filled with key codes. It's filled with codes that are meant to activate our DNA, our galactic memory, our cosmic memory. It is made to activate that wisdom of Sophia, of the divine feminine Christ consciousness. And it is a living transmission from the Sophia dragon tribe, which is a tribe of multiple archetypes and goddesses that have walked this earth or have left a legacy here. And so the writer of this book, Sophia Code, has had direct connections to the energies that I'm speaking of, which I would call a feminine, divine feminine energy that is within nature and within the consciousness that we can tap into and connect to, that is very ancient and mother-like. And so tonight I picked up the book and I opened it to Hathor's Legacy of Love on Earth. So Hathor, she is known as She of 1,000 Voices. She is one of the goddesses of the Sophia dragon tribe. And the Hathor Star Nation Hathor herself is the goddess that is depicted mostly with the cow ears. And it's one reason why they worship the cow in different cultures. This mother aspect and the Hathors are a collective, a voice of initiates that ascended with Hathor during the legendary Golden Age in Egypt. It says, "It is our great honor to introduce Hathor, She of 1,000 Voices, a divine feminine Christ teacher, for activating your voice to speak in many tongues of Sophia's Holy Spirit." Now, the reason why This is really important to me because I completely work and wholeheartedly believe in the Holy Spirit, and that the Holy Spirit is a feminine aspect. If we have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, why is that blank? And why is there not a mother involved? We know that mother, mater, ma'ater, mother is what creates worlds, right? Mother is the universe, is the womb of all creation, the creationix. So this energy of Sophia's Holy Spirit, we amplify Hathor's transmission as it's an accompanying of a congregation of angelic beings that sing in harmonic frequency with her teaching embodiment. So each of the goddesses, Hathor being one, they all are an aspect of Sophia, manifested over and over and over again. Sophia's wisdom, right? Which is the wisdom of nature, the wisdom of the divine feminine. In our angelic ascension, human ascension with Hathor, we are activated the full expression of our angelic DNA. When you receive Hathor's initiations, you may hear our voices singing within thousands of rustling wings and eyes that tone as tongues with spinning wheels of light. Now, this gets like a tongue twister because my throat is like, it's tired. It's like there's so much that wants to come out. But I think what I need to do first is I need to do a little toning with my voice, because that is why it means a lot to me. It's because my voice is meant to be used as a healing frequency vibration. It is an instrument for the divine. And so with that being said, I'll continue reading after I do a little toning. So Sophia. Sophia, Sophia. Ooh, yeah. Shum 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 ziriri shum shai dang de 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 shaviriri shaririri 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 sharirara shaririri 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 sharirara shaririri shaririri sharirara sharirara shaririri sharirara shaririri sharirara Vareririri, shararara, sharaririririri, sharaririririri, vareriririririri, sharaririririri, vareriririririri, sharaririririri, shamdeririri. Shum-re-ri-ri-ri, shum-re-ri-ri-ri, oh. So 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 si 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 so si 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 so 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 fi 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 yeah. Now, I could do that for so much longer because it just feels so good. And so, with that being sang and spoken, Hathor, her energy brings in the voices of the stars needed for the heart's expansion, needed for communication above all else, not just our tongue, not just our spoken words of what we've learned and memorized, but what comes from the soul in the moment. What they call speaking in tongues. However, this time, it's more called light language. And this language, it truly is a gift of the Holy Spirit, I believe. The gift of being able to speak to someone's soul. Now, I was very much aware of where I was and what I was doing. I did not go anywhere else. So, and it's actually very difficult sometimes to want to share that, because it's like embarrassing, you know. I'm like just opening up my heart right here and singing this music that comes out that I believe is Sophia's music, because I've experienced in different aspects her energy and her loving wisdom come through, and Hathor's energy is definitely one that resonates with me from the Sophia Dragon tribe. So I'm just gonna go back where I was reading. So we represent Hathor's ability to initiate the prophet within you for the fulfillment of a great commission, just as we did for Ezekiel. Our collective presence of the Hathor Star Nation activates our own tongue to sing as an angel on earth, so that we may joyfully co-create this next golden age together. For within Hathor's guiding light transmission, you will discover the unlimited power of your voice to act as an omniscient creator of the new quantum realities. Now, before I even got this book, before I even knew Kaia Ra or read her work, I had already been on the mission of learning Sophia wisdom, and I had already came across Hathor, and so to be able to read it in a beautiful living transmission that explains the understanding of what Hathor does and what Sophia does for us. And so that's why it's important, because this book came to me as a confirmation of things that I was already discovering. And so it's so beautiful. And the reason why I say that is because I'm just trying to prove a point that these are all beautiful synchronicities and a divine flow. So Hathor's key code transmission is a unique genetic sequence of the Sophia Code that initiates your awareness to access and integrate the unlimited, multidimensional power of the body. The fully integrated activation of Key Code 2 liberates from the laws of the space-time continuum while still maintaining your form, so that you may express creative genius of your unlimited divinity on earth. Now, I think this is really relevant to the music industry today. Knowing how powerful our voice is, our voice box, our ability to speak and sing and tone and move things and create things with our voice, and to attract and repel and do all these beautiful things, the power of the tongue, the power of the word, it is so powerful. And so knowing that these ancient goddesses that are now coming forward to really fully embody our power as divine beings and sovereignty, it's so important to understand this aspect versus what we're seeing in the music industry today, and how they have control over the masses and over our minds because of how we use the voice. Maybe I'm off topic, but you get to my point. My point will come soon. So Hathor, she of 1,000 voices, true intimacy leads to joy. In the covenant of Sophia Code, joy is an essential equality of your divine inheritance. I am here to guide you in how your body is the ultimate vehicle for communing to electroaesthetic bliss with your multidimensional self. So our voice is the leader to our multidimensional self. That is just amazing. It really is. And so exciting, because in this new paradigm, we're gonna have this truth and this truth be restored, and the voices of people will be lifted and cleansed and purified. The words will be cleared. It's weird, like when I go into these channels, like my words start slurring. It's almost like too much wants to come out. So just please bear with me, because it's so much. It's so much because I just have this like divine mother in me so strongly that I just, I just see people's pain, and I ultimately, like, my own goal is to just relieve people of their pain and suffering. And I think that we have pain and suffering because we are not listening to our mother, because that mother, the mother, what matters, the light, the Christ energy, the light and the matter and the plasma, and it all coming together and us forming the elements. We are that. We are Mother Nature, each one of us, and we're all necessary, and we all are accountable, and we all are responsible. Sovereign, we are learning to be sovereign beings in these physical bodies, learning to manifest using our voice, using our bodies, using whatever we have, but doing it with grace, learning to do, using our magic for the benefit of Sophia, the benefit of reclaiming her parts, her particles, which is us. All parts must be accounted for. The bride of Christ, in those terms, is getting ready. You know, we're getting ready to marry Christ, because we're starting to become more aware. And these key codes and these goddesses and these ascended masters who we can walk with today, these embodiments are here to help us get there, to remind us who we are, because we are these archetypes. We are them. We are that. I am that I am. So we need, our body is our vehicle, our instrument, and I know that our instrument is our body. And so, you know, we see people who have been using their body and in sports and are extremely good with their bodies because their instrument is fully, you know, it's functioning properly and they're in alignment with that. So I'm gonna read something else here. Let's see. Let's see, I don't want to read all this. I'm going to skip to where I opened the book randomly tonight. I had opened the book randomly, and it says, "Your voice as an omniscient creator of quantum reality," and Mother Mary will speak here. "In my human lifetime, I was ordained an ordained oracle and high priestess of Hathor's lineage. As an honored council member of Hathor, the Star Nation, it is great joy for me to share the Hathor's teaching transmission, which reveals how to use your voice as an omniscient creator of quantum reality by activating your throat chakra as an alchemical technology of sound vibration. Hathor has invited me to share with you several interrelated topics that highlight the sovereign creative power of your throat chakra. 4. Affecting manifestation. As in all mystery school teachings, the full embodiment of teachings empowerment may only be actualized through divine love. May the union of your vision and voice be blessed and consecrated, for the high is good for all, as you create a new reality through the power of your word." Now, a while ago, I started praying in this weird light language. I thought it was tongues at first. I didn't know what it was until I met other people, women my age, around my age group, who were doing this light language stuff that was way different than the tongues in the Bible and the tongues in church. Like, these are just girls that have been through a lot of stuff in their life, who've gone through a lot of healing, who are doing a lot of healing work, who work with plant medicine, a lot of shaman women. They can speak in different languages. A lot of very intelligent, highly evolved beings speak in different languages. And it does take humility. It takes humility because, you know, a lot of people won't understand you. They might make fun of you. They will think you're losing your mind or whatever it is. But to be able to go into those spaces and with humility and claim those birthrights that you have that are unseen, these unseen realms, and go in there and claim that and use it and bring it down here in the physical. Many people get threatened by that because they don't understand it. And so that's why a lot of people have been persecuted for having spiritual gifts, because they don't understand them. And so we all have these gifts in different ways, but we have to learn to use them properly. Because that is doing the God's work, you know, that is doing God's work, because our gifts are virtues. You know, the beauty is a virtue of being beautiful. And, you know, when you don't use it properly and you don't know how beautiful you are, and you abuse your beauty, two opposites of the same thing, when you don't know these things, and you oftentimes get lost and led astray from godly ways of being. So when we realize that we are godly beings, that we are literally particles of God, and that it's recognizing itself every time, then we actually can bring heaven to earth. We bring it down here. And so the power of every syllable defines a manifestation. My spiritual training included mastering the high art of manifestation from Egyptian, Kabbalistic, and yogic practical mystical lineages. So these words, Kabbalah and Egyptian and yogic, we know what these are. These are ancient history. These are things we hear about often, being Jewish mysticism or in Indian mysticism or Egyptian mysticism. It all includes magic and understanding the tree of life and understanding our lines, our bloodlines, and the tribes. And so communication is a paramount skill, and the art of manifestation in our physical expression of communication is expressed through and experienced through the interface of language. So in order for you to control a populace, it's wise to create a language around it, right? So that way they can trap us with our own words. Because if words are that powerful, then we can trap ourselves in matter and in stories and things. And so what this is giving you is that there's proof here that shows that our word is so powerful and our thoughts are very powerful, and that we can manifest our reality with our own words. So the languages of these mystical lineages were developed during golden ages of humanity's clear connection with Source. This inherently allowed for the creation of highly complex scripts that reflected a more accurate vocabulary of our multidimensional quantum universe. As a high priestess, I excelled in the scholarship of Golden Age languages, with an elegant mastery that accurately. It's so crazy because I'm moving so fast that I'm actually trying to guess what the words are saying before reading it. It's insane. I make myself, I laugh because, oh my God, I didn't know anyone was watching this. Of course. Ask a question, please. Cut me off because I'm talking about 100 things at once. Yes. So I was stumbling over my own words. And so this is just like self-mastery. We're unraveling our truth. Will there be a reconciliation? Oh, it went away. I can't read the live chat. Okay, there it goes. Will there be reconciliation with my ex-boyfriend, Alfredo Guzman, from Pisces? So, what I'm doing right now is not about it. I'm not predicting things, or giving psychic feedback. Although, I think that it's what you're trying to manifest. You probably could have your whatever it is that you want back. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish what I was doing. So let's see. So the basics of this is that our throats, our voice, when it's fully activated, the architecture of the throat and the chakra's subtle energy is illustrated as a lotus flower of 16 petals that interfaces with your body. Each petal is called a vitary and governs an aspect of communication, creativity, and manifestation. Place your finger upon the suprasternal notch at the base of your throat, just above the collarbone, Begin to tone and feel remarkable waves of light and sound that vibrate against the press of your fingertips. So, beautiful. So, this beautiful energy. This is a tiny cavern of the landscape of your throat. It's considered the temple gateway for the alchemical victory of manifestation. When focused intentions pass through the acoustic doorway as defined sound waves of your spoken desire, they then intersect with the quantum fabric of physical reality. That is just beautiful. It really is. So beautiful. So I have so much more that I want to read, but it's so late and I really am so tired. But the basis of this video was just to get comfortable being on camera again. I get kind of awkward. I get really awkward on camera because I feel like people are thinking, what is this girl doing? But, you know, I manifest different situations in my life to show me over and over again how connected I am and how much my gifts are needed to be shared. And I shouldn't feel scared or in my ego of what everyone's thinking of me. And it's something that I'm trying to get out of. But yeah, I want to please everyone. I really want everyone to be happy, and I truly want people to love me. I want to be loved, and I want to love people, and I want to be accepted for who I am. And so I really try to accept other people for who they are. And so whoever watches this, you know, just know that you can always ask questions about anything that I bring up or I read. Tonight was just that I picked up the book, and I've been writing music about Sophia, and it is my passion to share Sophia because I am her. At the beginning of the video, I talked about that I did go into a channel and I was channeling Sophia, and she comes in so strongly and it's so beautiful that it must be shared. So with that being said, I'm gonna turn off this recording, and until next time, love y'all.